Hey friends, welcome back to Theme Park Guy Productions today. Back here at Busch Gardens Tampa. Today is Tuesday, March 31st is when I'm filming this video. And it's also today's the park's birthday. So they're handing out birthday pins today, as you guys can see right here. Of course, it had to be 6, 7 out of all numbers. But very excited to be here today. I've heard most of the coasters have been open, which is really good news. And I'm excited to be here. So heading over towards Iron Gwazi right now. So let's go ahead and let's get this day started. So I saw Iron Gwazi over here is doing a test run. We do have some unfortunate news at Iron Gwazi though. It is currently operating on one train. Looks like it has just opened up for today, but it is on one train operations. So lines for this will be pretty long for today, but I'm kind of glad I'm starting this one. Be a good one to just knock it out, get it over with for today, even though I usually like waiting till later in the afternoon to ride this, because in the afternoon this thing flies. And yeah, but the one train operations, yeah, that's gonna be a long wait for today, but you know what? It's always worth it for a ride on Iron Gwazi. It's only a 10-minute standby though, which is pretty good. But again, you do have to buy a locker because they have metal detectors. But again, I highly recommend the all-day lockers, which is a perfect deal. So, so it's something to vlog. As you guys see, still have the metal detectors. So I'm gonna go ahead, purchase an all-day locker. We'll get in line for Gwazi. Kind of shocked to see this ride already empty this morning. They got a train going right there, up on the lift hill. Yeah, this is perfect. Perfect way to start a morning here at Busch Gardens Tampa. Alright guys, we're on Iron Gwazi. Starting off the morning here at Busch Gardens Tampa. Let's see over here. We'll only wait like 5 minutes. I don't know what's going on. Absolutely fantastic. Right to the next train, even on one train. Nice here at Tampa Bay, and then it's gonna get pretty intense after this. Oh my god. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh! Here we go. Happy 6-7 day. Oh man. Going to the death roll. Whoa! Oh man. Oh! Oh my god. That's incredible. Great way to start 6-7 day here at Busch Gardens Tampa, aka Busch Gardens' birthday. But yeah, no, it's not running super fast, and that's why I always recommend riding this later in the day. But there's no line for Iron Gwazi. Gotta do it. There goes those happy riders on Iron Gwazi through the wave turn. But I want to talk about something over here that I just noticed. So you got this line here for Iron Gwazi, right? However, this is just kind of due to crowd control over here for the locker system, since it is required to have a locker for this attraction. And so they have that roped off right there. And so just to kind of, you know, control the crowd levels that enter Iron Gwazi, since this is a low capacity area, like they do have a rope set for busier periods. So it does like show that, you know, Busch Gardens is definitely like, they are taking care of the area for this ride, and you know, to just improve the guest experience, you know, having not many people over in the lockers make it a lot easier to kind of transfer to the metal detectors. Because I remember when I came here on Christmas, the lines for the metal detectors were incredibly long. Like, so, you know, I say this is a big win. Yeah, lockers are still $4, but again, my highest recommendation, just get the all-day locker. It saves you a lot of money. And so yeah, that's that. But talking about Iron Gwazi though, that's absolutely incredible. Just such an amazing ride. I mean, like, it's very intense. Like, in my opinion, the most intense RMC, and it's running really good today. Like I said, the only thing is, like, since I rode it early in the morning, it wasn't running as fast, and that's why you got to come here later in the afternoon when it's absolutely flying. especially during the summer season. Like on a hot day in July, this ride feels absolutely illegal. So yeah, but Iron Gwazi though, regardless, absolutely phenomenal ride. Still my top RMC, and that's that. I know it's not really lunchtime just yet, but I did just notice this walking up to the Zagora Cafe. So like normally, like again, you'd go up and order the register. However, Busch Gardens Tampa has now added these new mobile order devices over here. And so essentially it's like a self-serve. So you just order what you want and then you pay, and yeah, pretty awesome that, you know, Busch is taking care of your efficiency over here. Again, I'm not sure if you could still order on register or not, but if it's now mobile order only, but hey, you know, I'm not complaining. And I got some exciting news to report that Cheetah Hunt is back open. Since my last visit, Cheetah Hunt has been closed the last 2 visits I had on Thanksgiving and Christmas, but Cheetah Hunt did reopen in February, and here it goes right there through the second launch. And so we're gonna take a look at the line for Cheetah Hunt and see how long it is, and if it's not too bad, we'll go in and grab it a ride on Cheetah Hunt. 5-minute standby, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, this is a no-brainer. We gotta do Cheetah Hunt next. So over here, Cheetah Hunt is operating on 2 trains right now, but they are operating on 1 station. The reason why I say this is because there has been reports that on weekends, they have been operating both stations, which I haven't seen since pre-COVID. So that's very exciting that Busch Gardens Tampa is now utilizing both stations on Cheetah Hunt on select days. Like right now, they may not need it, but I think later when the crowds pick up, they might need both stations. But yeah, very excited to see that Busch Gardens Tampa is using both stations. So happy to hear that, and excited to get on Cheetah Hunt. We're getting on the next train. Hey guys, we're on Cheetah Hunt, ride number 2 for today. All right, let's go. Whoa! Oh, it was nice. Great first launch. Nice view of Busch Gardens Tampa from the top here. Whoa! Here we go. Oh my gosh! Dude, that hang time. The hang time was so good this time. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. There's no water today, but here we go. Whoa, oh my god. Yeah. Getting a little twisty there. Into the 3rd launch. Whoa. Some more air time. Whoa, my gosh. Oh, that was a good air time there. Whoa. So much fun. That is such a fun roller coaster. So good to get back on Cheetah Hunt. I haven't been on this since October, so it was nice getting to ride Cheetah Hunt again. And hopefully this ride can stay open for many years to come. Yeah, that was so good getting back on Cheetah Hunt. It had been a little while since my last ride, so nice getting to ride that ride. It's running very good, really good airtime. 3 fantastic launches. Overall, I'd say it's one of the best family coasters out there. And no, we got some sad news over here. Cobra's Curse is temporarily closed right now. I'm not sure if it's delayed or if it's closed for the day. I know yesterday the ride was closed all day, but that's sad. I mean, if I don't ride Cobra's Curse today, it's not the end of the world, but it sucks. I mean, I know this ride does have its fair share of issues too, so that's probably why as well. This one is plagued with issues, but Montu is going, so we gotta go ride Montu. Still, to this day, in my opinion, the greatest inverted coaster of all time. Underneath the trenches over here, you're gonna feel the terror of Montu as it's roaring right there. Oh yeah, gotta love a nice classic B&M roar. And this is another coaster that is operating on 2 trains today. Absolutely awesome, and here we are, getting right on Montu. Alright guys, we're on Montu. Right on. What a coaster. Oh man. That is just an old school classic that still packs a punch. After pretty much 30 years, this ride's turning 30 this year. What a coaster. Yeah guys, Montu, that ride never gets old. Like, that's like I said on the ride, that ride's turning 30 years old this year. And it still runs so intense, so smooth, and it's just such an incredible ride. As you can see right here, right behind me. Oh, it's so good. Definitely still to this day my favorite inverted coaster of all time. So yeah, great run on Montu. I'll have to come back later because there was no line and it is on 2 trains. And so yeah, with that, that's called marathon worthy material right there. And now it's about time that the Sky Ride's open, so we gotta go grab a ride at Sky Ride so we can get to the other side of the park because this is one of the best modes of transportation. There's nothing like riding the Busch Gardens Tampa Sky Ride. And you can see over there at the line ridge, they have a new line ridge that they're building. They already have some vertical construction going right now. And we'll get a closer look later. As you can see right there, they got, yeah, they're starting to add some poles there. They got some construction crew over there. And there goes Cheetah Hunt flying by, but yeah, you can smell the paint from here. So yeah, and they got some rock work being built, so it's definitely coming along. Still got some ways to go, but this area is coming along. Here we got another flyby of Phoenix Rising. Oh, that is perfect. That's a great view right there. And I've seen Tigris go once, so Tigris is running, but I've seen Sugar do a couple runs, but I haven't seen Kumba go yet. So hopefully Kumba's open today. I'd love to get a ride in on Kumba, especially since Kumba's reaching its age, so you never know when Kumba may close or reopen. Yeah. Hoping to see Kumba at least do 1 test run so I can let's go ride it. And Kumba's running! Yay! It might just be on 1 train right now, but Kumba is running. And Sheikah's running too, which is awesome, which both might be on 1 train. But yeah, Sheikah was just closed for maintenance, but they just brought it back the end of February, beginning of March, so Sheikah is back open, which is awesome. But yeah, just hear the roar of Kumba, makes me want to go ride it. Seriously, that is one of the best coasters. I'm excited to get over there later. Okay guys, made it over to Stanleyville, and Sheikah's going over here, so we're gonna go ahead and do Sheikah first in this area. I feel like Sheikah typically gets the longest line, at least in this area of the park. You got a good group of people already going to Sheikah. I think it's on 1 train right now, which is kind of interesting considering it's Easter week, so hopefully they add a 2nd train later. But yeah, but at least let's go to Sheikah before the line gets really long. And it actually is on 2 trains, so I was wrong. It is on 2 trains right now, so that is good to see. I thought it was 1 train, but that's good to see they're running 2 trains on this ride. There's no line for Sheikah. That's why I say when you road drop Busch Gardens Tampa, and Stuart Orlando is the same way too. There's literally like, you can just literally like walk on almost anything. You almost get the whole park done in like 2 hours. Absolutely fantastic. Right to the top. Such a big view. Oh my gosh. Such a nice view from the top though. Oh man. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Gosh, that was such a good drop. That's one of the best parts about Sheikah, but it's not over. Oh man, I'm so good with the top. Oh gosh. Oh, it's so fun. Oh man. Oh. Holy moly. That's a good ride. So smooth. The drop goes hard. Overall, in my opinion, it's just the best dive coaster out there. Here goes Sheikah making it to the top of the lift hill. But yeah, let me tell you guys, that was a really good run on Shikra. Overall, it's just super smooth. The drops, still one of the best drops I've experienced on any coaster personally. Overall, just such a phenomenal ride. There it goes. Like, it's not my favorite coaster ever, but Shikra overall is pretty good. Like it's a fun ride. But yeah. Now what they did over here, let me show you. During the ride's closed period, because this ride had just came back from maintenance, they actually, there it goes. They redid the water area over here, so I don't want to get super soaked. But yeah, there goes Shikra right there. Right through the splashdown, and oh yeah. See, I didn't want to get soaked right there, but I believe they redid parts of the water. And so you guys can see right there, it looks a lot more clear than it used to. So looks very clean. I know they retracked the splashdown too, which is fantastic. And so it shows that Busch Gardens is really taking care of this roller coaster. It looks like it's in prime shape. And I think they might have repainted this section because I don't remember this looking this fresh. So I think they gave this ride a fresh coat of paint too. So yeah, overall, Busch Gardens did a really good job with Shikra. Next ride is going to be Tigress, AKA comfort collarless Tigress. Since my last visit over here, my last visit, they had the comfort collars actually taken out from the ride. And so Tigress runs a lot better now, in my opinion. It's a lot better because you're now a little more open, a little more exposed now compared to what you were before. And so I got to ride this in December without the comfort collars, and it is so much better. I'm excited to get back on this ride without the comfort collars. So let's go ahead and get my locker, and we'll get in line for Tigress. Okay guys, we're on Tigress.
Clear, dispatch.
In the back row. Let's do this without the comfort collars. There we go. Whoa! Whoa! Oh man, stay watch. Whoa! Oh, this is awesome. Here we go, the third launch. Oh my gosh! Oh, and through the inversion. Whoa! Oh, that is freaky right there. We go, whoa! Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's so much better without the comfort collars, by far. Oh man. Well, it's still not anything to shout at, but still a pretty good ride. So yeah, Tigress. That's such a fun ride. Now I will say this. The only thing I wasn't a fan of this run on Tigress was that dispatch times are definitely a lot slower now compared to what they were before. And oh, it is windy. So for example, like when Tigress had the comfort collars, they just had to check the lap bar and the comfort collars. But since they changed it to no comfort collars, they've added seat belts as a secondary restraint. And so now, like, the policy is, and this also applies to Icebreaker at SeaWorld, is that the write-offs have to check the seatbelt first, just like make sure that you're secure in, and then they pull the lap bar down. Like you pull the lap bar and then they'll check that. So again, dispatch times are a lot slower now in Tigress. The lines for Tigress are definitely a lot longer than what they used to be, but it's worth it for a much better experience compared to what Tigress was before. Oh, look at that. It's an orangutan. Oh man, that's awesome. It's over at Wild Oasis. Oh no, it's hiding. No. Where did it go? Oh, it's so cool though. Yeah, the whole Wild Oasis area is so neat. I wish they brought back the jungle flyers, like the whole like zip line that used to be in Jungala. But hey, this area though, it's so vibrant and so well done. Yeah, right here. Hey, say what's up, Theme Park Guy Productions on YouTube. So well done. Here we are, guys. Made it to Kumba. It's roaring like it always does over there. There's no line for Kumba, which is awesome. It is on one train, which is unfortunate, but hey, it's always worth a ride on Kumba as it goes right over there into the tunnel. We're gonna go get in line, get a locker, experience the roar of Kumba. To this day, this still remains one of the most intense B&M roller coasters ever built. So you gotta ride it when you're here at Busch Gardens Tampa. Guys, we're on Kumba. We got back row this time, which is awesome. Yeah, this is one of the best best B&M looping coasters in the entire world. Very old school. This ride's over 30 years old. Still packs one heck of a punch. Here we go. Oh my god. Let's go. Whoa! That is just insane. That ride is insane. Holy crap. So good. Even though this ride's like over 30 years old, it still runs so intense. So I just went ahead and got 2 rides on Kumba. Back to back, there's no line. Even though it's on one train, there was no line at all for Kumba. And now it's running a little rough, not gonna lie, on my second ride, but it's still one of the best roller coasters ever. Like, it's just the layout, the pacing, and everything. It's just so good. Still to this day, I believe it's one of the best B&M looping coasters ever. While I do prefer Hulk at Universal over Kumba personally, they're still both incredible and legendary. Like, I'm surprised Kumba is not an Ace Coaster landmark. Like, I feel like Kumba should be an Ace Coaster landmark. And yeah, overall, that was spectacular. And there's practically no line for Phoenix Rising, so it says 20, but it's practically a station wait. So let me go ahead and get a locker, and then we gotta do Phoenix Rising, which is the last coaster that's open right now. Hopefully Cobra's Curse opens later, but hey, at least we've done all the thrill rides, so at least the rest of the coasters are family ones, like Phoenix Rising, which is a lot of fun, even though it's a bit rough for B&M. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay guys, on Phoenix Rising. Got the whole back row to myself, which is awesome. Yeah, this is a nice, fun little B&M family coaster. Let's do this. Yeah! Whoa! Oh, I got some good pull down the drop there. Whoa! So nice and floaty. Yeah! That's such a fun ride. Like, audio wasn't working this go around, but that's such a fun ride. Now, one thing that I was just thinking about with Phoenix Rising as well is that over at SeaWorld in San Antonio, they just opened up another B&M family inverted coaster called Barracuda Strike. It just opened recently, and it's a lot more like this one, where it's a little more whippy and intense, because this one has some good whip to it. But then also last year at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, they opened up Big Bad Wolf, The Wolf's Revenge, which is also another B&M family invert. But Phoenix Rising is the one that started it all here in the United Parks chain. So Phoenix Rising, in my opinion, still holds up. Hey, subscribe to Theme Park Guy Productions on YouTube. But let's go and take a look at this. Over here is Falcon's Fury, which hasn't been operating since November, I believe, or maybe December was when it's last operated. But they're doing some maintenance to the ride. But this is the weird part. They don't have the seats even on the trains, which is a little concerning. So maybe they're adding new restraints. Who knows what's going on with Falcon's Fury, but yeah, I would not expect Falcon's Fury to be open for a while. I know this ride was closed for almost the entire 2022 season, so hopefully it's not another repeat of 2022, but yeah, this is kind of what's going on over at Falcon's Fury. And here's another look at the area where Scorpion once stood, and still nothing new over here. And then over there, still kind of the same story, nothing new over there. However, like I said, they are looking to build a new attraction, and my theory is that it's going to use both plots of land from Stanley Falls Flume and Scorpion. And so I think this attraction, whatever they're gonna build, it's gonna be huge. So yeah, let's see what the future holds. Now, done with the back of the park, let's take the sky ride back to the front of the park to get a closer look at the whole new Lion Ridge and maybe grabbing around and Serengeti Flyer since we haven't done that yet today. And there's nothing like relaxing on the sky ride at Busch Gardens Tampa. So one's gonna try to get around Serengeti Flyer, but the line is kind of long right now, and I actually am kind of on a time crunch, so I don't want to risk it because I really want to get another ride on Iron Gwazi and Montu. But we are going to check out on the way to Montu, we're going to check out some of the construction progress for the new Lion and Hyena Ridge area that's coming to the park. So last time I was here, I did just we did go talk about the whole concept art that they've released, and they're already making a good amount of progress in this area over here. So overall, it looks really good. They got a bunch of construction workers out here working on the new habitat. And nothing major, but if you're into animals and stuff, this is absolutely gonna be worth checking out. And I'll definitely have to check it out once it does open up. But yeah, here's a look at the Lion on Hyena Ridge. Overall, they're making some pretty good progress over here. And why do I feel like this is an Easter egg to the original Gwazi? Because you've got the lion and the hyena right here. Even though I'm not saying it's actually Gwazi, because you had Gwazi lion, but then you had Gwazi tiger, but the colors are yellow and blue. Like the lion side was red and the tiger side was blue. So in a way, it kind of pays tribute to the old Gwazi in a way. Kind of interesting. Okay, it's been a little while since I last filmed, but I did 3 more back-to-back rides on Montu, and they did 1 more ride on Iron Gwazi. So Montu, when it's warmed up, absolutely hauls through the entire course. And then Iron Gwazi was also fantastic. I waited about, I want to say, 35 to 40 minutes for Iron Gwazi. Running absolutely spectacular right now. Airtime on that is just so good. And that is going to conclude this trip here to Busch Gardens. And let's go ahead and get to the front. We'll conclude the video from right there. Now I made it back to the front of the park over here. So overall, this was a very good visit to Busch Gardens Tampa, I must say. For being Easter week, it was surprisingly not too crowded here. There were people here, but it could have been busier. It made me think a lot of what it's like during the summer, where it's busy but manageable, which was kind of surprising because spring break typically, this time period is usually one of the busiest weeks of the year. And so having moderate crowds here was kind of surprising today. Got to ride everything I wanted to, got to see some nice animals, and got to see some construction updates at the park. And overall, this was just a really good visit to Busch Gardens Tampa. I know Busch Gardens Tampa has been kind of on the downfall for a little bit, but this visit was definitely really good, and I was very satisfied with my visit today here at Busch Gardens Tampa. I've always believed in Busch Gardens Tampa. I do think it's a great park. It has its good and bad days, but today was a good day. So without further ado, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos in the future if you enjoyed this one. And don't forget to turn on those post notifications so you guys know when I upload a new video. And as always, make sure to check out Theme Park Guide Productions as well on all social media platforms. Linktree will be in the description below. See you guys next time, and as always, you're clear for dispatch.